Hi, I'm Kitty and welcome to a really quick tutorial on OBS. Not so much the streaming part, but how to basically record videos with this program. Alright, so what you need first is OBS. You can download it from Google for free. It's open broadcaster software, but it goes just by the name OBS. Make sure to download it from the official website, so you don't have any issues with viruses and stuff like that. You install it. I don't think I need to show that. You can install it wherever you want. It's not too hard. It just walks you through it just like any other program. And what you are gonna end up with is a window like that, obviously with nothing here, and these two fields are gonna be empty. So the first thing you want to do is to change the settings. I'm gonna go through this with you guys really quick. So there's gonna be general. This is the newest version, by the way, so there might be, depending on what version you have, there might be more or less things. You can pick a language. You can name your profile something. I just named it Kitty Recording. And make sure that everything else is just set to these options here. Basically just, it's probably easiest to quickly pause the video here and just make sure everything is as here. Encoding. Make sure you're picking 264, quality 10, and then here you can play a bit. Again, this is just for recording. I picked 15,000. If you're trying to stream, this is gonna be completely different, but again, this is about recording. Pick an AAC codec, 48 kilohertz, 320 audio stereo. You can also take a little bit less, but I wouldn't go under 256. And here, 41,000 works as well. Broadcast settings. Make sure you pick file output only. That means it's actually giving you a video at the end. The other option would be to pick stream, but that's not what you want right now. And make sure that you tell the program where to save your video. I have them all handy here where I save all of my stuff. So, video. Pick your graphic card here from this drop down. Make sure to input your resolution. My computer screen has a resolution of 1920 by 1080, I'm sorry. But I'm recording in 1280 by 720 just to avoid some lag issues and stuff like that, because my graphics card is not the newest and it handles 1280 by 720 pretty well, even when you play some really intense games, so that works. Make sure it's 16:9 so you can actually on YouTube basically this would come out as 720p. So it's not the highest in HD quality, but 720p is already HD, so that's pretty good. Don't do any downscale. This is just gonna lessen our quality. It's just gonna be pretty gross. If you need to somehow resize the quality, do it in your video editing program directly. Don't do it here. FPS, you can click 30. 30 is pretty stable and good. You can also pick 25. 25 is still okay, but 30 is like the standard. YouTube is a bit picky with the frames. For 720, this is good enough, unless you're playing on some consoles or something. Then pick higher frames. You can disable area, which is just the colors for the windows down here. My windows is normally pink, but I am disabling this to save a bit on memory on my computer, so I have more memory to basically give my games and my recording. Here you would pick where your music, your game music comes out. Pick whatever your speakers are, and here you just pick your microphone. And other than that, I'll just keep it at this. Hotkeys, this is just if you want to use push to talk for some reason, or if you want to broadcast, but again, this is not what this is all about. It's about if you want to use push to talk, go ahead. I personally don't. I just talk. Advanced, make sure to go through these carefully and change them just like I have them here. There's not much to say. I could explain every little thing in this program and why I picked what I picked, but this is really just quickly for people to copy and, you know, start making their videos. We don't need anything here. These are some plugins. I don't need to change anything here. Again, this is a plugin. You don't need to change anything, so just go with that. The only other thing you need to do once you've fixed your settings up is to right click here, add scene, and then you can name it something. You can name it something. I have a specific thing for tutorials here, so I named it tutorials. And then this would be empty, and you would just go right click, add. And in this case, this is a monitor capture, so you can capture the whole monitor. If you would play a game, you would pick game capture. If you want to do whatever the hell, you just pick according to these. Okay. What you can do is you can right click on these and it's going to give you some options. You don't really need to change anything much here, but if you, for example, add a game capture, I'm not going to rename it right now, it's just for this tutorial. What you would have to do is to make sure your game is running, so you can pick it from this drop down here. And if you want, you can click stretch image to screen so it already, you know, fits it to here. If it for some reason doesn't fit to the screen, especially if you have a higher monitor resolution than what you're recording in, what you can do is click preview stream, which I can't do right now because I'm recording, and then you can click edit scene, and it's going to give you a red outline here on whatever it is you're trying to do, and you can drag and drop it and make it bigger and smaller so it fits the window. But usually if you pick stretch the screen, it should already make that happen anyways. So once you have set up scene and sources, you need to check mark it. So for example, your game capture, the game obviously needs to run, and then you would click, if you want, click preview stream and see if everything looks the way you want it. Then click stop stream, which you can't do right now, and then start recording. As for settings here for microphone and audio, I have it like this, if you see this red part here. And what I also always do is to turn down the music in games quite a bit because it's extremely loud. You're gonna have to play around a little with it. So before you record a whole session, record just a few seconds, maybe half a minute of it, and look at it before you keep going. Because it could be that your microphone is too low or too high, or your music is too low or too high, or that something else doesn't really work how it should. So you probably want to know that beforehand before you record a whole session of whatever. As for if you get lag during gaming, despite the lower settings here, what you can do is to turn down the settings on your game itself a little bit. For example, if you normally run everything on high graphics, you might, and you get lag during recording, you might want to turn it down to, you know, middle ground. You might also want to close extra programs like Skype. Skype eats a lot of resources. Your browser, or anything you really don't need. If it's still lagging, your graphic card is probably not that great. You might have to turn on the graphic even more in your game, and you just kind of have to experiment a little bit with it to see if it works or how it works. I pretty much give you the most comfortable settings here. if it's really bad, what you can do is to change this here. The higher you put this, the more or the less lag you'll have, but also the less quality. So don't put it to anything down here, because if you want to run it on anywhere down here, you need a NASA computer or something. I know it doesn't seem to make sense that you need to pick something even faster, but that's how it works. So this is one of the things you could still change if you still can't record. If this doesn't work at all, you probably need a lighter program than this, but in general, if you have, you know, a decent computer, it doesn't have to be like a super beast machine, and if you turn on your game settings a little bit, and if you're not playing something like Ark or whatever, if you're just playing some Steam games, you know, like 100% Orange Juice or Smite or something, it works. I mean, you can look at my videos to see how it goes. So yeah, this is pretty much everything. Again, this is just for recording videos, for streaming. That's something completely different, and I'm not gonna talk about that in this video here. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll try to help if I can. It's a really good program. I've been using this for quite a while, and it turns out really nice. So it's great. I would use it. It's free, as I said, so there you go. Alright, other than that, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye!